Hey, what is going on, everybody? Have you had a chance to check out any Hood videos? If you haven't seen mine, that's totally okay. I still want to know what you think. Still want to know what you think because I am excited. I was very, very down. I was down, as those of you who know. I was pretty down because I was like, I had that for America Chavez, the Tier 5 CC. It had her name written all over it. Then I read her abilities, and I was a little concerned, and then I've play tested her. I do think she has uses. I can't tell though if I like her because I just love the champion. I mean, there's literally an action figure. Let's call it a doll. It's a doll sitting on that stand right there, or because I think she really genuinely has uses. But I'm going to try to get her somehow. I don't think we're going to be doing a big hunt or anything like that, but I'm interested in trying to get her. K-Dog, what's up? Josh, how you doing? Spinnaker. Jacob, what's up, buddy? Too extreme. Don't forget that like button. Josh, thank you so much. You're better at the bot. I love it. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate that. Fell, what's up, dude? What's up, Savvy? And Josh the Collector. We have more than one Josh. I like it. I like it. You ready to see some good play? Dude, I wish I know. I want to do it too, and I hope I didn't make the title misleading. I actually cannot play him yet. I don't have access to the buffed Hood. We just have the abilities. That's all we have. So at some point we'll get access to him. I'm still not sure how it all works out. I'm still relatively new in the CCP. But like even the King, I think it was King Groot. I was streaming and someone in the chat said, "Hey, what do you think of the King Groot buff?" And I was like, "There's a King Groot buff? Let's read it. Let's check it out." Guys, dude, you're celebrating for nothing. I love it, dude. That's why I always put the exclamation points next to your name, is because you're Kai's, and you bring it, and I love it. And dude, you were already even up there. That's how much I love it, dude. You were already up there because remember, you made the donation or the support at the end of the last stream. You did not know it was the end. And so I was like, I'm going to leave that up there. I'm going to leave that up there. In fact, if I ever do that and I forget, you guys remind me. I forget things. Anthony, what's up, dude? Hey, dog. I shared your Hood with my lens. Thank you so much. One of the things that I did not realize, but now that I've chosen to go down this rabbit hole that is YouTube, is I believe those shares go a long way to supporting a channel. I had no idea of that because I would share videos too, like, hey, I thought this was really cool, I'm sharing it. I did not realize the sort of momentum that can give that video and therefore that channel. So thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate it. You're really happy with the direction they took. I am too. I loved the original buff, but then I had really mixed feelings on it because there was players in our community who I really respect, who were like, look, I used Hood for this very specific purpose, and you've now taken that away. And this is supposed to be a buff. I've ranked them up. I've made my roster basically in my rank up decisions with that in mind. And now you've completely removed what is a really vital part of his kit. Like, I don't think anyone who looked at it could say, like, come on, that wasn't a big deal. You weren't using it. You definitely were. And so I feel like this is the best of both worlds too. I realize there was a little bit of the utility taken away. Some people who really loved him before might be wincing when I say a little bit, and I respect that. We can disagree. And they know more than me. Actually, I was not a serious Hood player to begin with. But the big important part seemed to still be there, in my opinion, and I think the damage potential is big. We'll see how much. I think that's what we're going to have to really play and see how that goes. If I get a good pool, you're going to go for. All right, remember, it is 3,000 units, so this is not a nothing. This is not a nothing. This is a big cost, but I love it. I love that there's a lot riding on it. I want that responsibility. I love that responsibility. What's up, Edmund? Thank you so much for stopping by. Jake, any tips for Omega Red and what he counters best? Oh, wow. He counters a ton. First of all, like, keep in mind his immunities or his pseudo immunities. Keep in mind also his tentacle hits. Like, my buddy Godman was the first one that I became aware of that even became aware of this, that made us aware of this. But he, when he was fighting magic, was using tentacle hits to push her over the bar of power, so that even if she triggered limbo, he was not taking damage back from that. So there's a lot of nuance there. Also, start working on your slow play combo, because kind of keep the old idea of, like, keep your friends closer and your enemies closer. You want your enemy in these fights to be as close as you as possible. I had a couple buddies who actually would do 4-hit combos ending in the light, because the medium hit would often push the defender farther away. So they're really trying to maximize that. And then the most helpful thing you can do for yourself is go check out Lizer's some of Lizer's war videos with her with him. You're going to see her taking down and making it look extremely easy some otherwise very difficult fights, right? And then keeping in mind when you're locking in those spores and doing that sort of thing. So that'll go a long way for you with Omega. And then if you have any other questions, feel free to jump into the Discord server, ask that. It's a really active server full of really helpful people who some of which absolutely love Omega Red. What's up, Spin? How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing well. How about you?
Good. Let me turn you up a little bit. You're coming in a little quiet on my side. For those who don't know, that is Spinnaker, who has just joined the call. I'm going to turn him up just a tad. If I turn him up too much, you all please let me know. Spin, how happy are you to see Mojo getting the glory that he deserves with the Summer of Pain fight?
I'm actually really happy. It feels nice to see everyone finally jumping back on the train and saying that Mojo is fun to use and actually viable for certain spots. Hoping it's a trend.
I could not agree more. And I think it's going to help me when people see my ranking videos and things like that. And they're like, why do you like Mojo so much? And this is kind of something that I have really enjoyed about Summer of Pain, the Summer of Pain events, is, like we got to use Guardian, which you did an awesome video on that too. Is it showing champions who I know are not used as frequently, but who people like myself and others, right? We always like when something tells us we're correct about something. But myself and others have been saying like, no, this is a legitimately good champion. There's so much in their kit and they can handle so many fights. Like if I need to get a fight down, this is someone I pull for. It might not be someone who you see me questing with when I'm trying to stream and talk and get a quest done quickly. But if I have a tough fight, this is someone I'm reaching for, and I've loved that because we saw it with Guardian. I think that he was an option for 2 fights, if I remember correctly, definitely for 1. And I know you put out an awesome video making it look very easy. And then now Mojo has been an option for a fight, highlighting what he can do as far as shortening buffs and things like that, and that his damage, right? Because one of the things has always been, no, you need a ton of fights to ramp up his damage. You need a ton of fights, and I was able to solo with a rank 5. It is 6200, but it was a rank 5. And in fact, if there's anyone, Spin, can you link your Mojo video for anyone in the chat who has not soloed the fight yet? And that way they can see it and they can see, one, how easy you make it look, but also you had some really great nuggets in there of knowledge that helped me. There was multiple times where like I intentionally got him to trigger his unstoppable again because I now had my anti-life field up. That was one of the most awesome tips you put in that video.
Yeah, sure. I just linked it in.
Beautiful. Let's go ahead and pin that. Thank you, Jacob. I appreciate you doing that too, buddy. I'll go ahead and pin that for anyone who's still working on that. It's a great video. Simula, what's up, dude? Mega, hey, Mega, great to see you, man. After the last stream, I was a little concerned, so I'm pumped up to see you here. Lefty, what's up? Thank you so much for stopping by. Mr. Belding, I'm going to be DMing you soon. I finally talked to that person I told you I was going to talk to. This is like so vague. People are like, what the H is this guy talking about? But I think it'll make sense to Mr. Belding, and I'm going to be hitting you back up. Thank you very much for your patience and your support, man. I appreciate that. Huda R2, iBomb or Spider-Ham? I have both. Wow. I would probably say Immortal Abomination. I do think he's probably a better champion, but we're seeing Spider-Ham used more and more, and I really like Spider-Ham. And the other thing I can think of is if, you're doing AQ or even like War, I think it'd be probably, you're going to find yourself more likely to wish you had 2 highly ranked iBombs than find yourself wishing you had 2 highly ranked Spider-Hams. That's my thinking on it. What's up, Kim Jong? How are you doing? And Hydra Homie. I like that name. That's cool. Thanks, Mr. Building. Appreciate it. Definitely iBomb. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, but I wanted to think that through because I think those are both great champions. I really love Spider-Ham too. What's Fell? Fell is giving some advice here, I think. Cool. All right. Well, we've got enough folks here. I wanted to give a little time for people to show up. I'm definitely going to be opening this first, right, as the headline of the stream title there. And really cool that Spin is on call. Spinnaker is on call. He has a great channel and link the video. If you're not familiar with his channel, please do check it out. Lots of knowledge not only on just how to play certain champions, particularly Guardian and Mojo, but also on how to just play the game in general. I've learned a lot from his channel. But it's cool because I'm definitely going with Science and Mystic, and I'm going with Mystic because I desperately want Mojo. The big hits for me in this would be, forgot to press record. Got to do that. So the big hits for this in me would be, I would love to awaken my She-Hulk. I would love to get Immortal Hulk. My goodness, Buddy Lee keeps making him look better and better. Plus that synergy with Hercules, who I now have as a rank 3 6-star, does look extremely powerful. I would love to potentially awaken my Tigra. I don't know if I'd put in the time to really master her properly. And then I would love to get Mojo. I would love to get Mojo and just go from there. So those would be the big hits. I hope we can get them. And I just hope we don't get a champion I already have at SIG 200. There's only one like that in this, that was potentially in this crystal. But those are the big hits. I'm probably forgetting someone, but let's see. Devastator, Padme, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for stopping by. Let's go ahead and buy this. We've dragged this out long enough. The suspension is building, and now it is time. It is the suspension. That was wrong. It's suspense. I always like when I make up words or use them improperly. I'm sure I forgot someone. Where is that crystal? I say this every time. I wish they just put the crystal at like the top, and then you would not have to worry about it.
Yeah, no, it gets very tough to navigate through this.
Especially when you're like, there's people watching. I don't want to waste their time.
It might be in the specials.
Yeah, it might be. Because I didn't see it, right? We didn't pass it on accident.
Oh, Sebastian said it's on shard crystals.
Ah, thank you very much, Sebastian. Yep, there it is. All right, so this is big. And I do have a lot of science champions who I'd love SIGs on, but it's Immortal Hulk, it's She-Hulk, Mojo. Here we go. All right. Let's see how it goes. We got the lucky hat in the background with Whale in progress, along with my America Chavez action figure. It's really a doll. Let's go ahead and do this. There's a lot of champions in there that I wouldn't mind SIG levels on too, now that I'm actually seeing the scroll through, and there's a lot of awesome champions. Okay. All right. That I already have him as a rank 3. I think this would be a great pool for someone for like an initial awakening. It's not amazing for me. He does go on defense sometimes, so I'm happy about that. I think that SIG might be helpful there. Not exactly what I was shooting for, though. Not exactly what I was shooting for. But I think if you purchase this crystal, I think that's a good pool. Just not exactly what I was shooting for. What do you guys think? What does everyone think? Would people be happy with a spider ham? I'm curious. Go ahead. What's that, Spin?
His SIG is mainly defensive, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's check it out. I don't think that there's. I was not in a hurry to SIG him up. Let's put it that way. I was not in a hurry to SIG him up. Getting a rank 3, or getting SIGs on someone I already had at rank 3 is always nice, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those porker poppers last for a little bit longer, but I think I think it only modifies the ones that get put on when he evades. So it's not a waste. Yeah. Anyways, all right. That's why with RNG, you got to accept it for what it is. You do that for the fun, and then you got to move on. You have to move on. And so yesterday, I actually not only did I not get my sunglasses, but the reason I didn't get my sunglasses is because I didn't do enough fights. I spent all of my MCoC time on videos and stuff like that and just completely forgot. And then by the time I got to it today, it was over. So it is what it is. Work, you got 6-star Gambit, and you're not a fan, are you? What's up, JJ? Thanks so much for stopping by. Big Germ, how you doing? Need a close-up of the action figure? You want to see it? Yeah, hold on just a minute. I'm going to do the be right back, but I will literally be right back in just a few seconds.
Okay. For war.
So there she is. She's got her hood. I actually we have two of them. And I have another one that we couldn't find. My kids, I think they intentionally hid it. They knew that I was looking for it. And they're like, sorry, we have no idea where it is. We can't find it. And so they handed me this one who has a bit of a mustard or a highlighter. Can't really tell. Probably with kids, it's a little bit of both. Stain on the star on her sweatshirt. So, but there she is. There she is. The off-season war map, dude. I haven't even checked in on that. You said the true focus is already on the boss node.
Yep. True focus is on the entire mini island. The safeguard has been updated. All the changes that they said would happen have already actually been applied, which was much quicker than I was anticipating.
Yeah. That's interesting. I think that's good. It'll give us a chance to kind of practice and try some things out. Just the way 4 Loki does things. Like, I don't even think I've placed defenders the last 3 or 4 wars, and no one has said a word to me about it. So maybe.
I mean, are you guys still taking it easy this next season? Because the last one got cut short?
I honestly don't know. I have. And it's not like I don't check line and therefore I have no idea. Like, there's all these messages. It's like no one has said anything. So yeah, I don't know. It's in all honesty though, it's a very responsible group of people who do for the most part enjoy war. So as soon as like B Manny or Taters writes in the announcements chats, war is on, take it seriously, everyone takes it seriously. You know, like well, I mean, you know, like you don't join there and then be like, wait, we're taking war seriously? When did we start doing that? You know? So I could see that any minute now, you know, me getting an alert saying, all right, we're going to do some practice wars and we're going to take it seriously. But as far as the season's concerned, I have literally no clue. No clue, not no cool. Started reading the chat here. Twisted Toe, I love Spider-Ham. Yeah, I did. I like I said, that's just not what I was shooting for, but that's one of those, like, you have an abundance of riches. Like, to not be excited about Spider-Ham, that just means, like, either one, it was bizarre luck, you already happened to have him, or you just have a stupidly large roster, which is the case with me. So, yeah, and I completely agree with Padme. Would have been a nice First Awakening, and again, I think he's a great champion, though. We were literally just talking about him versus Immortal Abomination. Don't let Meta hear that. Yeah, Meta loves... When we were doing the Summer of Pain, Meta was... I think it was Meta, right? Who did so much of it with Horseman Gambit. And honestly, after seeing some of his videos, it kind of opened my eyes. It got me to pay a little more attention to Buddy Lee's Horseman Gambit gameplay. And it's pretty impressive. In fact, we were just having that discussion on the Discord server about someone joined today. I think they joined literally today. I think this was their first question. And they were asking, should I rank up Immortal Abomination? Or, I'm sorry, should I rank up Apocalypse or Professor X? Did you see that question, Spin?
Yep.
What did you end up saying?
I didn't answer because most of the people above had already responded to it well.
Yeah.
But I do think Apocalypse is probably the safer option. And the only reason I say that is because he's the one where that rank 3 damage increase really becomes a lot more necessary, in my opinion. At least in terms of Professor X can ramp up a lot of prowess. Like, you don't really need the big R3 attack bonus as much. Whereas Apocalypse's upside is capped, like he can't ramp up his prowesses past 4.
Yeah.
So having that extra damage definitely does end fights quicker.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. And that's why it's cool to get like a variety of answers on these things. Is different people are going to frame those questions so differently. Because I looked at it more from the standpoint of how well do you know how to play Professor X, and what he might provide, and the fact that he wasn't awakened. Both Apocalypse and Professor X were not awakened. And that's just because I like Professor X so more. I enjoy him so much. So I immediately framed it as in, let's look at all the Professor X issues first, where I think you're making a lot of good points there about Apocalypse too. And I think that's why it's good to get a lot of viewpoints on these things. Join a chat if you can. Work is not a fan. I don't mind Gambit. I got him to rank 2. Fun with Apocalypse. Yeah, Mr. Building. My issue with that, I'm realizing my hair, the curly hair, man. I love having it, but sometimes with headphones. My issue with any time someone says like, yeah, but as a horseman, they're great, is they're usually not wrong, right? Usually as a horseman, they're great. In fact, there's not a lot of mutant champions that you can make a horseman that are not good. My problem is usually I like Apocalypse so much, and I know he's still good without his 4 genetic code, but he's not as good. He's not as good. And so that horseman needs to now literally be like your workhorse and carry you throughout the quest, in my opinion. Otherwise, I'd rather just have Apocalypse completely ranked up. And then maybe like for kicks and giggles, I'll make like Professor X a horseman at the end of the fight and destroy a boss or something like that. But that's always kind of where I get a little hesitant when we go into horseman territory. That being said, it does feel like I think it's Storm, OG Storm, and Gambit, and I think there's another one out there who's escaping my mind, where the horseman ability. What's that?
Psylocke?
I haven't played around with horsewoman Psylocke. Have you?
I have a little bit, and it definitely makes a pretty big difference.
Really?
Yeah, because the entire thing is based around when hitting the opponent at 0 power, and if you're playing Psylocke in a optimal way, you're going to pretty much only be hitting the opponent at 0 power, and you get a big boost to your critical rating. It's definitely nice.
And her synergy with Bishop is not bad.
I have not actually checked that one out. Let me check it out right now.
There's something about the interaction between these two champions that's making the parry and evade bug feel really bad. It is.
I have been finding it worse with Archangel as well. I think I took him against the Crossbones in the one that you're doing right now.
Yeah.
I did not land a single parry.
Yeah, that was and maybe it is like champion specific. I've just felt like I'll be, because everything felt fine, and then all of a sudden it was like I couldn't even block. And I believe Janik just joined the call. Is that you, buddy?
What's going on, fellas?
How you doing, dude?
Wow, what are the odds? We were just talking about Archangel and we summoned Janik himself.
Yeah, you guys were talking about Perry Heavy, and I got the call through with the multiverse.
Janik, I'm going to turn you up in a minute, buddy, your volume. So I apologize for the meantime for everyone in chat who cannot hear the delicious insights from Janik.
I don't know if I'm going to offer many insights, but that's high praise, man.
All right, hold on. Let me turn him up a little bit. Did you see the poll, dude? Did you make that portion?
No, dude. What did you open? Did you open the dual class?
Yeah, open the dual class. And there's so many champions in the game now, right? That like I knew that I wasn't going to get exactly what I wanted, or at least I hoped I would, but I knew how bad the chances of it were. And I got Spider-Ham, who I already have at rank 3. I already had him at Sig 20. So it was kind of like one of those. I think 99% of the people who play this game would be justifiably delighted with that pool, where I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I will say, watching Shang-Chi do this side quest definitely makes it a lot more entertaining than most of the champions I've been using.
Dude, he is a delight. Like, there's just no other way to put it. I mean it when I say, like, I've seen the videos. I know what Hercules can do. I've seen them. I remember even doing my review where I was like, I think this is an amazing champion. I think he's going to be able to do a lot. I think you're going to see some amazing videos on YouTube and online chats. I still believe I'd rather have Shang-Chi if I had to only have one of them. Maybe I'm just being stubborn at this point, but he is insanely effective, and he is an absolute delight to play. And I think you can tactically handle so much. Janik, you're not a fan of Shang-Chi, are you?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Just out of the gate, dude was so flat. Instant trash.
He doesn't parry heavy enough.
Yeah, not enough parry. For those who don't know, Nick is a huge fan. And I just realized not everyone probably knows who you are, buddy. Nick is an amazing player. You're currently with SAS, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's correct. Amazing player. I think that's also high praise.
I watch your war videos.
Just carried me.
I watch your war videos, so I see that. Man, could I be playing Cosmic Ghost Rider worse? But in all seriousness, you really do love Shang-Chi, right?
Yeah, man. I really do love him. And like the craziest part to me is like I feel like we haven't really seen his cap yet. It still feels like we're all kind of just hunting to find his ceiling, but like you just said, he's so malleable and there's so much utility there. We still haven't had the chance to figure out how to optimally play him in the majority of situations. It's awesome, man. I love it.
And you were able to bring him into war a few times, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Luckily enough, I had some war planners that were eager to let me try him too. It's cool. Some of those matchups ended up being a little bit sketchier than we imagined, but the potential is definitely there, man.
I remember. So for those who don't know, Nick, one, you should just like spin, right? In fact, Nick, if you're okay with it, I'd love to. Oh, cool. Jacob already linked it. Thank you so much, Jacob. I love it. You're on the ball. I remember in particular, and his war videos, they literally are like art. Like there are videos where I download them and I listen like while I'm exercising or I'm walking or I'm doing like administrative stuff for my business. And Janix is one of the ones where I consistently am like, no, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to enjoy this. Like, I don't necessarily have to get a glass of wine and something while I do it, but I would really love it if I could because they are works of art. And if I remember correctly, one of the ones where you took Shang-Chi in, you were taking a fight and you thought it was going to work a certain way. I don't remember if it was like Mixmaster or something like that, but you thought it was going to work a certain way, and it most definitely did not. And then you do this very cool edit, and then like the heartbeat starts going. You could hear like the thunderous heartbeat. I just was like, this is a YouTube video. This is what they're supposed to be. I thought it was awesome.
Thanks, man. Man, that's awesome. Appreciate that, man.
Of course.
I agree. Nick has the best edited war videos I have ever seen, and
Yes.
they're very aesthetic too.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. And branching out into other stuff too. I really enjoyed the Diablord taking down the AQ Magneto. That was very cool.
That scummy Magneto, man. That guy hits so hard. The potions suck.
They do. He's the one where it's like when people in BG chat are asking, hey, can anyone help with Magneto? I'm always like, I'm sorry. All my champions are necessary for my lanes. Like, I just cannot do it. There's no way. Because if you die, now you have to heal up, right?
Right. For sure, man. For sure.
Is Hen here? I think I saw a nice hand. What's up, Hen? We're about to show off how much Diablo can heal. Sometimes with him, I forget how much open wound. Is that a Punisher ability?
Yeah.
Doesn't look good.
I want to say once he puts a bleed on you, it expires. He puts an open wound on you, which makes like all his bleeds either more potent or longer. I forget which one.
Okay. Shows you how often I take a bleed from Punisher.
Spin, how do you know that, man? Are you a veteran Punisher main?
No, but okay, let's see. An open wound counts as a stack of bleed, but it is passive and deals no damage. And then, why is that important? Oh, it's because when Punisher attacks into you, he has a 20% chance to trigger a bleed for every bleed on you.
Okay. Fair enough.
I just have Anime open on the side.
Yeah.
Nice.
Someone's been studying their Punisher. Campo, what's up, dude? And Stink. Sorry, guys. I got so excited talking about Janix war videos. I forgot to welcome everybody. Sergio, would it be crazy if I RT Odin instead of CGR? Crazy? No, I don't think you're crazy for this reason, is it's a game. And I always believe that you should rank up the champions that you enjoy. Because if you don't, you're probably not going to use them. In fact, what you'll end up doing is you're going to use your rank 2 champion who you do enjoy instead of the rank 3 champion that you ranked up because everyone says they're better. That being said, like I use this this phrase in life, right? Is like, do what makes you happy. Like, always do what makes you happy. Just make sure you're happy tomorrow with the decision you made. And so, well, I mean, think about it, right? Like, if you just live every moment for like the moment, chances are eventually you're going to really regret those moments. And so I do know people are really enjoying Odin. I do know that I agree and believe that he's better than the community seems to think he is. It's always hard when you say someone's underrated or overrated because you're like, I have now stated how everyone else feels about this champion. But I do think he's probably a little underrated. CGR is just so good. So crazy, no. Do what I think makes, what makes you happy. But really think that one through. What do you guys think?
I think Odin over CGR could be worthwhile as well. I don't think either of those you can go wrong.
Yeah. They're within the realm. Like, and that's why I definitely don't think crazy. Like, if you had said, should I rank up OG Captain Marvel or CGR? I'd be like, well, Yeah.
Miles different.
Yeah. But I think Odin, and that's always something that's tough with the pre-fight champions, like Mr. Fantastic. I think their pre-fights are so strong that we sometimes don't realize what they can do because we just use their pre-fights for other champions who we already know well. And then now they've obviously buffed Mr. Fantastic, but they also buffed Odin. So no, crazy, no. Absolutely crazy, no. And Stats brings up a good point. CGR, it's not like CGR doesn't do good damage at R2. So that's a great point. Cat Murdoch is here. What is up? And yes, that is J-Nick, but I'm sure you've already figured that out. I'm a little behind in the chat. Buddy Lee, what is up, dude? Dude, that video you did with iHulk and the Hercules synergy, I'm really glad you did that. I did not know iHulk well enough to feel confident in testing that and putting a video out on it. So I was really cool that you did that. I'm really glad you got Hercules so that you could test it. Like, that just feels appropriate that it was you who got to test it. And then it just made me want iHulk more. It just made me want iHulk more. Owen, what's up, buddy? Thanks for stopping by. BMCG, what's up, man? Which M7 match are you guys talking about? I avoid those like the plague. Yeah. Sounds like you and I avoid them like the plague together. You and I are the ones who are like, sorry, my paths are too hard. My paths are too difficult. I cannot bring an option for Magneto. I'm saying I bring Noted for 90% of my runs. What was that, Spin?
Oh, I just said goodnight to Fel.
Is Fel taking off? Night, buddy. It's really late for him. At least I think it is. Cat, you might be gone. How are you feeling about that hood buff? I know I spoke to you a little bit. And I've seen you write a few things, I think. I think the shock not refreshing was a bit of an upsetting point. It was a bit of an upsetting point. Mobius, what's up, dude? Thanks for stopping by. I don't see a dumbbell anywhere in this video. So, for those who don't know what that's about, Mobius dropped a nice, it's a 45-day challenge. In the Discord server, we have a health and fitness section, and dropped a nice Cat frustrated. I'm sorry, Cat. I'm sorry. He dropped a nice 45-day challenge, which I am appreciative of because I need that. I need that spark. I need to get the ball rolling in the right direction. I did day 1 yesterday, and I've definitely already earmarked, set aside time to get day 2 done. Although my arms are a little bit sore. They're a little bit sore. CJR's Bananas RT already. Why not pump up the support champ? Who, I mean, this is making sense to me. I definitely agree with that line of thinking. I definitely agree with that. Odin needs anything more than CJR. Are we just become the chat, the stream, and the channel that says rank up your Odins before your CGR? I don't know if I'm quite ready to go that way, but
full on Odin fan club here.
Yeah, I feel like Twitter hate is about to grow. I'm gonna have a lot of notifications being like, get a load of what this guy was saying. I'll live though. I'll live. I'll make it all right. What's your Diablo Sig at? I think he's at 40. Here, let's check it real quick.
Yeah, it's definitely easy to follow that line of reasoning into a fallacious territory. Like, oh, Nightcrawler doesn't do as much damage as CGR, so he's more worthy of the rank 3.
I R4'd Nightcrawler first, guys. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem with having like a principle and like totally following it to an illogical conclusion sometimes. But yeah. So I like to do this fight, even though I know the fisticuffs makes it. I think it's fisticuffs, right? That makes it a little bit difficult in the beginning here.
Just a nice little delay.
Yeah,
things get rolling though once that fisticuff timer ends.
Well, I also like to do this for a couple of reasons. One is I like to remind people, because I think a lot of people are going to die to Hercules, and they're not going to know why. But I like to remind them that he is actually stun immune, right? When he's got those feats of strength. And so with the parry bug and things like that are happening right now, I think it's easy to forget that. And then that his immortality is actually an active buff. And so you can nullify it. It is different than iHulk's. But it looks like I've made a mistake and I'm gonna end up dying to this. Let's see if I can.
Do you think that offensive?
What's that?
Go ahead, Spin.
Oh, I was just gonna say I've seen a lot of people cheese this fight because it's a buff. They get him down to the 1% and just quit out because there's fisticuffs. The immortality won't trigger if you bring someone else in.
Wow, that's so cheesy.
Yeah.
Or you could just bring in Diablord and have the nullification aura up, and you got it. And you can even play as badly as I did, and he'll heal up. Now it is a rank 3, so there is that. We can't discount that. But he's just so good. He's so good for the game where it's at right now, I think.
MSD, this is J-Nick on call.
Yeah. What's up, MSD? How you doing, dude? Did you drop the video? You beat up... shoot. You teased it on YouTube the other day, and I was very much looking forward to it because I was really hoping it was Uncle Hulk. Was it Uncle Hulk? And if the video hasn't come out yet, obviously let's not say it, but let's help promote it because I'm sure it's going to be delightful. Steering people away from CGR. Now, work is finally like, now I can enjoy the streams. We're not just dogging on my favorite champions. K-Dot sending calm energy in Cat's direction. Yeah. I think that's good. 616 Universe, 3K for a 6-star dual crossover. Yeah, it was a pricey one, but I felt like it'd be fun. And I really wanted iHulk or to awaken my She-Hulk. I've basically been Hulk hunting for a while now. It's been so long since I've heard Janet talk to other people. Wow, that's true. I didn't think about that. Is this your first voice interaction with people with the MCoC community in a while, Janet?
It actually is, man. I've spent like the last 2 months just straight up in a cave, I guess.
Welcome back.
Thanks, man. I'm finally free.
I really I love how you did that. It's like I'm either constantly on the airwaves or I'm in a cave. There is no in between. Like
there's no balance. There's no midpoint at all.
No, you're an all in or nothing kind of guy. I like it. Full commit.
Yes, sir.
I will say that MSD did a Summer of Pain solo with Uncle Hulk, and I thought it was really nice because it did showcase some of the stuff that Overseer can do, like with his special concussions turning off the Unstoppable.
Absolutely. I tried to replicate it, but I actually could not stay alive long enough for the concussion to start to really take effect on the specials. I just couldn't. Yeah. I just couldn't do it. How long have we been going? Let's do a little bit more. Let's do a little bit of the EQ. Start working that done. I think hero use is on. So yeah, so it doesn't really even matter. So we'll do a little bit of the EQ. Let's fight.
Yeah, I'll probably hop out top of the hour.
Okay. How long have we been on? I can't even see it. Not that long. All right. Let's go for a little bit while longer. It's probably good that J-Knight isn't just talking to himself again. Kat, have you found him doing that? Has there been times, like maybe on a Discord server or something like that, where you're like, he's just going back, cracking himself up? Because he is really funny. So I could see that happening.
Yeah, I'm usually joining voice chat with my main and my alt account. and I'll just sit there and vibe with myself.
I respect it. I respect it.
Yeah.
Some of us had to get through COVID in different ways, you know?
Dude, this pandemic just it hits different.
Did I see that correctly? Is Canada? I almost called it Canada. Is Canada not allowing in foreigners at all, or did I completely misunderstand this?
I think we just opened up our border to you fellow Americans, actually, or
Interesting.
it will be in a few weeks.
In a few weeks. And we okay, cool. Because I'm not kidding. I kind of do, because for those who don't know, Kabam is not going to the NY Comic Con this year. Understandable. There's a lot of planning that has to go in beforehand, so it makes sense. I get that. But I was going, so I'm very disappointed. I was planning on going. I'm now not going to go, and so now I am now threatening to show up at Kabam headquarters and make them throw a Comic Con for me in their lobby. And I'll of course invite Jay, Nick, and anyone else who wants to go when I show up. Kat, yeah, he's been losing it steadily. It's good that he has people like you there for him, though. I think that's important. And we'll provide some sort of, outlet for him here too, of course. You don't hurt Hulk, do you? This is true. Hulk. Maybe I'm going about it backwards. Thank you for the advice there, Wolf, because it's not been working what I've been doing. So that is definitely true. True potential, team of gods. CGR, Red Match, Professor X, Julie Knight, those are champs. I'd be hesitant to R3 over other champs just because their damage is so good at R2. Dude, you make a really good point, BMCG, because I've been tempted to R3 my Gilly 99 a couple of times, because in AQ, there's times where I'm like, I really would like it if she had more initial damage. And then I don't, because then I do get the fight with the damage, and I can almost never make it all the way to my rank, to my SP3. Not never, but it's frequent that happens. And then I'm stuck thinking, well, if I had her as a rank 3, I'm actually going to struggle. And it just feels like a weird trade-off. So I have a very practical, just this last AQ example of what you're talking about. Agent X, what's up, man? Thank you so much for stopping by. BMCG, you know what I'm talking about, dude. That's exactly when I go. There's got to be some good tequila in Vancouver. I haven't been to Vancouver in it's got to be like 6 years. It was the previous Women's World Cup, Soccer World Cup. I like to travel to those. I went to the one in Vancouver, in Canada, that they were having. It was in Vancouver, and I went to that with my family. Had an absolute blast, and got to hang out in Vancouver for like 4 or 5 days. Absolutely gorgeous. Like the mixture of cityscape, downtown, and then amazing nature, just literally right there is incredible. I thought San Francisco had that down really well. I think it's got absolutely nothing on Vancouver.
Hey, yeah, we do all right here,
dude. It is. I know you're being silly or joking, but it was gorgeous. Like, it was one of those where my wife and I kind of looked at it. We're like, is there a way we could move here? Like, could we keep our jobs and somehow make this work? The answer ultimately ended up being no, but it was eye-opening how wonderful that city is. 2020 New York Comic Con meetup, absolutely. It has to happen. At some point, I should play the game. Let's see.
Just maybe.
So I was. This might get a little too into it, but I actually talked to a branding person today. And they do a lot more than that. I actually really enjoyed the conversation. So this just looks like Comic Champions, Cosmic. I want them to do stuff. All right, let's see what happens. We'll just load up with Cosmics. And where was I going with that? Talk to a branding person today? I don't even remember. You guys are used to that, though. It's senile old Vega. Okay, I'm excited to see how many people are saying 2022 meetup for sure. That gives me a lot of hope. I know it's a long ways away, but it gives me a lot of hope. I had to bring Warlock in with my Gilly 99 so I can actually get to an SB3 again in the following fight. Yeah. It's a weird problem to have, but sometimes it happens. Who will be a better option between 6-star dupes Masakre and 6-star? And I'm not overly familiar with either of those champions. Does anyone in the chat or Spin or Janick, do you feel comfortable about either Masakre or Black Widow knowledge?
I haven't played Black Widow enough to really know.
Her dupe is pretty bad. So the fact that she's unduped in this comparison, I think, is probably a non-factor unless like you're somehow dedicated to making her your prestige champ, which I don't recommend.
Do you play Domino is another question.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
Because if you're bringing the Trinity along, Masakre is very nice. I mean, Masakre is just good in general, especially after his buff. Yeah, Agent's kind of saying that as well, but Masakre is better than Black Widow Deadly Origins. I'm a pretty big Masakre fan, just in general, because I find Black Widow, like, all of her ability accuracy stuff is just kind of not good.
And MSD is bringing up a point about, I think he's talking about this, is can you intercept well? I think that's referencing the Masakre versus Black Widow. I'm not a fan of Black Widow either. I will say that in arenas, I will sometimes, I think it's like the intercept or punishing the heavy or punishing the special, and she'll just light someone up. And that is fun. And it often makes me think like, I'm really going to spend some time and learn how to play her. And then just something else comes up. So I can't say for certain. I don't think there's something there. And I know she has a legion of fans. She definitely has people who really like her.
I think Work likes her too.
Work took her to rank 3.
Okay, so there you go. So it's gotten to the point where like I now know so many really smart players where it's hard for me to keep in mind like who really likes whom. But it's not surprising to me. I knew that there's some really smart players who like her, and so he must be one of them. He must be one.
I think Meta as well has a rank 3. I remember seeing that on defense.
Work right there.
Yeah, I know a lot of people talk about how like Masakre's special 2 into block is really good. I personally don't even find myself using it that much. I generally tend to prioritize like the special 1 Incinerate Refresh.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's like the bulk of your damage with him, yeah? Because you like that's your end game when playing Masakre.
Exactly.
Is it Massacre or Massacre? Has that ever been officially decided?
I don't know.
I have heard that it is Masakre.
Really?
Masakre sounds too unusual for it to be people seeing the name and not thinking it's Massacre.
I agree. I think it's supposed to be like a Spanish pronunciation, but I'm not really sure that word. I should ask my wife. She's fluent in Spanish. What's up, Judah? How are you doing? I got an adaptive solo with Black Widow last night for fun. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. I mean, she can dish out damage. That's absolutely for sure. All right, BMCG's agreeing with spin. Correct. Masakre is spelled different. Yeah, I think there is a different spelling too.
It's just the 1S in game versus the 2.
That could be the difference between dessert and desert. So it could be a big difference, right? Right. Everyone knows that the desert, different. One has
That's
one
a
S.
good little lesson.
One has 2. Yeah. Right. Everybody wants more dessert. That's why it has 2 S's. That's why it has 2 S's. It's always weird. It's weird for me. Like if I try to make a joke, and I know that most of them are dad jokes. They're not intended for like uproarious laughter. But it's funny for me when I'll do it and I'm alone on voice call. I'm used to no one laughing. But when I do it and there's 2 other people on the voice call and no one laughs, I was like, either I need to explain that or it was just that bad. It was just that bad.
No, I appreciate dad jokes. I mean, I like to make a lot of random puns that are not that great.
It's a good time. Dorky Dave paved the way for so many of us in this game. I think we all owe him a debt of gratitude.
Need more dad energy throughout this community.
Yeah, like super positive. And he's actually cool, though. That's the thing, right? Like, I like how cool at least he seems. I don't know him personally, obviously. But he just seems like a cool guy. Like, I would enjoy hanging out with him.
Hey, speaking of Vancouver, that guy made the move up here, too. There's another pro.
This is true.
Coming up here for a visit.
He is like a full employee of the company now, though, correct?
As far as we know, I don't know the details that he shared with the public, but
Oh, okay.
I know that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he works with Kabam now.
It was kind of cool. I do follow him on Twitter, and again, I don't know him at all aside from, obviously being a fan of his channel and things like that. But I did enjoy it. Felt like he kind of documented his move up there and getting like his streaming set up and things put up in various places that were definitely not the end goal of where he was going to be. I thought it was fun. Like I said, I like the guy. I think he's cool. I enjoy what he does. Yeah, Dave is the MVP. Absolutely. Janik and Dave meet up. Oh my God. Can we make that happen? A Janik and Dave tequila tasting meetup in Vancouver.
We gotta get more folks up here because I know Panaman Pete and BG. They live like 45 minutes across the border. There's a lot of people out here?
Is that an easy trip for folks to make?
Yeah, from where they are for sure.
What I mean by that is, so I grew up in Southern California. It's actually really easy to just get across the border into Mexico. Like you can just drive across or walk across. It's become a little bit more difficult over the time, but it's not really that hard. Is it the same? You can just kind of like drive across or walk across?
Yeah, you're talking about like the border process, right? Like checking in with customs agents and whatnot.
Yeah, like it's different than like if you fly to a foreign country, you have to go through customs and all that stuff. It is not like that at the border if you're driving or walking from like Tijuana to San Diego.
Yeah, I think it's similar, pretty casual. Like you'll show your passport, they'll ask you why you're coming, and then that's it. You drive right through afterwards.
That's cool.
All right, I do have to head out, but it was a pleasure stopping by.
Cool. Thank you, Spin. I really appreciate it. It's always fun hanging out, buddy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, see you, Spin.
Yeah, see you, Janik. See you, Vega.
Hercules is so good, man.
Yeah, you're just bashing your way through this quest, eh?
Yeah, I honestly, I don't even know what the node is. And I know I'm not even playing Hercules that well. Like, I should be building his feats of strength more and stuff. But I'm just having fun chatting, and I haven't died yet, so I feel like it can't be that bad, whatever it is.
It's a sign of a really darn powerful champ. And you don't even have the Duke, too.
No, none of this is like the overpowered... can we just call it? None of it is Karate Mike showing us how good Hercules and Karate Mike are, right? Like, that's a combination.
They are the same.
It really is. It's like, it's not that Hercules is that amazing. He is. It's the combination of the two. It's like the duo is now complete. They were made for each other, I believe. Yeah.
Soulmates for sure.
Like, that joke could go on for quite a while. People are probably tired of it. I live on the border of Nicaragua Falls on the U.S. side. Oh, Niagara Falls. Not Nicaragua. Niagara Falls on the U.S. side. You need to be able to walk across. You used to be able to walk across the border with just an idea. Not sure how it is now. Yeah, COVID obviously changed some things. And like in California, we started getting like a different IDs that were upgraded, and they were supposed to allow some sort of travel side. And then, of course, like, the agreements between the countries themselves and what they'll allow. And like, you can enter Mexico with certain identifications, but then to get back into the U.S., you needed others. So, just bring your passport. But I was just very curious about that. If you grow up in like one area of the U.S., you can have a very different idea on what it means to cross an international border casually than if you grow up in others. So that's really interesting. Nicaragua Falls. Yeah, that for whatever reason, that's what my brain saw was Nicaragua. And I was like, there's no border between the U.S. and Nicaragua. Oh, it's Niagara Falls. Okay. All right. That makes a lot more sense all of a sudden. Karate Mike is greater than Herc, but it's close. It is close. It is close. The only reason why I'm going to agree with you is because I've been a fan of Mike's channel for quite a while. And I've seen him do similar things without Hercules. So I believe you are completely correct. The first video Mike did that really caught my eye, right? Like, people can have channels for a long time. YouTube doesn't suggest it to you. Is he soloed I think it was like Thing mini boss in AQ with an Emma Frost. I would have never thought to do that ever in a million years, and I was just blown away.
What a weird matchup.
Yeah, right. Like, why would you do that? And I was just like, who is this man? And what sort of shadowy magic does he possess over this game? And I've been borderline enchanted ever since with his channel.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Enchanted. Yeah, that guy plays the game at such a high level.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember when he first started streaming, I had kind of just started streaming too. And I was just also blown away at like how well he was able to play the game while also talking to people. Oh man, I forgot.
That's tough, eh?
Yeah, it really is. You do things like forget you're not unblockable and throw it into an auto block champion. It happens. But then sometimes Hercules is so good he kills Iron Man for you anyway. I love Karate Mike and BG opposite feelings over stealthy. What's your opinion? Okay, so I'm sure you've got a shot, and I think you paid the channel a great compliment earlier. Thank you so much, Satch. I appreciate that a lot. And I know that comment is also for people like J-Nick and Spinnaker who show up on streams. So I'm being a little bit humorous, but I really can't stand stealthy. Like, he is one of my most disliked champions in the game. And there's a long story with it, not shocking. I'll try to make it quick. Is he came out, and this was the old war map. And in the alliance that I was in, I was actually one of the better players. It's very different than being in 4 Loki War. I'm definitely one of the worst. But I was one of the better players, and lane 4 was very difficult at that time. Was it Footloose? What was that node? I'm not going to remember, but it was section 1, lane 4. And things were often placed there. And when Spider-Man Stealth came out, he seemed like he was going to be this amazing, amazing option for it. And at that time of the game, I was still very much into hunting champions whenever they came out, especially one that seemed as powerful as he is. And I got him. I instantly ranked him as high as I possibly could. I took him into war to handle this lane for my BG. I was so proud of myself. I was so excited. I used his pre-fight with the slow, and it just didn't work. Like, it flat out didn't work. And to the best of my knowledge, it didn't work like the rest of the season. And I just never went back to him. And I think that's about as worked up over a champion as you're ever going to see me. And I've still not recovered from my Spider-Man Stealth hate.
Yikes. Especially for that to go down in Alliance War. Like, that's kind of the double down on how bad that feels if things don't work out.
Yeah, and keep in mind too that this was like pretty early on in the pre-fight days. Like, I don't think he was the first one to have it, but this was before the like, wow, these things can really fail, and this could be a problem type of situation. And so it all just was a recipe for not feeling very good about it. Let's put it that way.
Oh, that's fair for sure.
I think I'm about to wish my Hercules was awakened.
Yeah, we're getting close to that 1% threshold here.
Yeah.
How do you like playing him unawakened? Like, is he someone that you're maybe looking to bring into war?
Man, absolutely not. Not unawakened. Because as safe as I think he is, and I really tried to highlight that in my video on him, I think that he is just so well designed from animations to playstyle and like, what would the word be for that? Like, the cohesion of it? That's not the right word, but I think you guys know what I'm saying. But how well those things even fit together. Like, intercepting with a special with him is much easier than intercepting with a special with Black Panther.
Yeah.
Or at least getting credit for it.
Absolutely agreed.
And there's like, and I didn't even say it in the video because I felt ridiculous saying it, but you can almost feel it. Like, I don't know how it's possible to physically feel something on a game that you're playing on a phone with a flat screen, but there's actually a slight moment. There's a slight pause when you dash back. There's this slight pause when the defender is rushing in, and you can wait for that, and then you'll get the intercept. Anyways, the point is, I do think that can fail at times. Obviously, it can go wrong, and so Jay, like, you're in an alliance that takes war just as, you guys, it's basically the same as 4 Loki as far as the quality of the alliance. And one death just hurts, right? And so sure. I think if I was ever to bring him in, I'd have to have him awakened. And I don't recall how well his 6 scales. But I'm planning to awaken him. I actually have the Cosmic Awakening gem, and I have quite a few stones. I think I could get him to like 120 or 130 or something like that.
Holy cow.
Yeah. And that's after I took Professor X and Shang-Chi to Sig 200.
I remember you were just like, just the other week you were overflowing on stones. Wow.
Yeah. And then when we have like the Summer of Pain and all that stuff coming out, so I know that more will be available soon.
Yeah, that's fair. Good point.
Sorry, I just completely I've got to catch up on the chat here. Would you rank up 6 stars when you have the same as max 5 stars? I know everyone's roster is different. I have Warlock as about 5 and 6 maxed. Should I invest in him again before someone else? Do you have an initial thought on that one?
I feel like that depends on the champ. Because, like with Warlock, like, are there situations where you're gonna want access to both? Like, as far as I know, Warlock's not a common Alliance quest champ.
Yeah, and he's still he's a very good prestige option for tech, isn't he? Based on what we know in the game right now.
Yeah, he's still great. I think he's second, maybe third. He's definitely top 5 in tech as a 6-star.
I think that's a really tough one, Germ, especially because of the champion you specifically reference. And I think like how much you're going to take prestige into account. And one thing I always try to recommend to folks who are talking about maybe like awakening a champion and prestige is a big player for them, and I don't know if it is for you or not, is I often think wait to invest those 6 stones until you can invest a large chunk, or maybe even get them all the way to Sig 200, or maybe they're overflowing. You have to use them because they will expire. The reason being is it can take so long to get a champion from Sig 20 to 200. If again, remember this is all under the umbrella of it's a prestige player through that prism. That I have myself done that, and then another champion came out who I'd rather put the 6 stones into, and then I've in some ways wasted 66 stones, and those are still insanely rare. So I would just be careful with that. To answer the broader question, I think if the champion's good and you've ranked them up as a 5-star and you're excited about them, there's something they can do for you as a 6-star, like, cool, now you have 2. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I tend to look at those. BMCG, yeah, you're right. Even with his awakened ability, it could be affected by masteries, which is happening more and more to me. It's really annoying how much Assassin has led to a death of mine in the last few seasons. So that is absolutely true. Confusing. What's up, man? I feel like it's been a bit. Great to see you. Mobius. Always felt the slow should have been the default option. Actually, the venerate Shani. There's a lot about stealthy. I really could probably have gone on for another 45 minutes. You're familiar with my channel, obviously. I talk about the flow of a champion. Hercules being an example of incredible flow. Like, you just play him and he gets stronger. They designed him so exceptionally well. You can tell that someone spent a lot of time, or they're insanely talented, probably both, at putting his kit together. It wasn't just a mishmash of abilities. And that's how I feel like Stealthy is. I feel like it was like, oh, let's give him slow. Let's give him this great crit. Okay, how about an evade? Cool. Throw them all together. And then there was not a lot of intention put to making those fit together very smoothly. Not that someone didn't think about it. They probably did. That it just was, there was less concern given or less importance given to how they flow together. That's my thought on him. Okay. True potential. I'm a HUD enthusiast. Clearly not the champion. He is decent. If you have a diverse roster, matching 6-star and you have a 5-star doesn't make sense to me unless they stack it if you enjoy them. I really think it just comes down to what does your roster need? Like, if you need, let's say, like a dual immune, like in this Warlock, like what if those are your only dual immunes? Yeah, and rank him up. He is 100% worthy of having 2 of them, right? Or you need a passive heal block, which there's not a lot of running around in this game. Again, you now have 2. You can use one for AQ, you can use one for war, you can, all the various modes in the game. Herc Arena might be bugged. One of my mates got the 5-star, and when he claimed it, he was duped. Oh, interesting. Those are always tough situations, right? You're like, do I turn myself in? Do I say this to Kabam? And then if you put that on the forums, people are like, thanks for ruining everything, dude.
Don't do that. Definitely don't post that on forums.
Don't make it public. Don't make it public. That's always, yeah. So far with Hercules, synergy with Black Panther, people is 100 on this. Lee, it's it is like delightful, isn't it? The that infuriate debuff. It is like Black Panther needed a couple other things to be a top shelf champion, in my opinion. I think he's just not intended to be one. They built an amazing, like, super premium champion. They built an amazing one in Black Panther. And the infuriate debuff from the synergy with Hercules, I think, was what he was missing. That little thing that made you think, like, I'd use him more if, right? Doesn't make him a top shelf champion, in my opinion, but it makes him an excellent champion to use and be able to rally on. Psycho Man. Oh, I totally forgot about the game. Yeah, Psycho Man looks like a deep sea diver. He really does. He's yeah. Let's just go in. Let's take him with Angela, see what happens. How do we unnerf Namor? That is the $1 million question. I don't even understand why he got nerfed to begin with. I think, Janik, you don't have any insights in that, do you?
On Namor?
Yeah.
That whole process was tough to swallow.
Okay.
Like one of the big reasons that they I guess quote unquote nerfed him was because of his regen rate. And the data and graph that they presented, I didn't really know how to interpret it, but it's really hard looking back on the reasons that they had to change Namor, and then we just look at Diablo or Diablo.
Yeah,
it's just like, what?
How do these two champions exist in the same universe?
For sure. And taking a look at say Daredevil, Hell's Kitchen, like that guy needed to have his regen rate hacked down to the ground because he couldn't regen, but then Diablos can just stand there and take 1 billion hits through Realm of Legends, and that's okay. It's hard to figure out where that benchmark is from a balance standpoint.
I have never, or even like Kingpin, who was buffed not that much after Daredevil's Hell's Kitchen, and the heals were doing. I've been of this opinion for a very long time, and now that I'm in the CCP, I feel like I have to make it very clear, because I enjoy theorizing, I enjoy coming up with stuff. This is based not at all in any way, shape, or form on anything I've learned from being in the CCP. This is completely me just theorizing. Is that I think when they're given, I think at some point in the champion creation process, it is decided that there is let's call it like a spectrum, that this champion is supposed to fall in. Mm-hmm. Right, and I'm just going to use my own rankings because it's similar, it's familiar. I know the values there, and so they'll be like, okay, this champion should fall somewhere between top shelf and super premium, which are my two highest columns. Or they'll say this champion should fall somewhere between super premium and like the call class, which is a pretty large thing, but it means they are not supposed to be dominant. And then I feel like that is now how they will look through everything. And so that's why when a champion comes out and I'm like, they have terrible flow, I don't think that was an accident. Like, I don't think champions are accidentally missing things, because the game designers are great. Like, they are great. I think it's just those were the limitations with which they were given to make this champion by. And so I think Namor was outperforming where he was supposed to. Not that the heal was objectively better than a heal should be in the game. More, Namor was not supposed to heal that much. I realize not everyone may agree with me, but that's my opinion, and I think that's how these things get justified. The one reason I think we could always point to for being like, dude, you're crazy, is I don't see why Kabam just wouldn't come out and say that. I can't think of great reasons why they wouldn't just say it. I mean, it probably, actually, now they say it, they probably wouldn't be smart upon release for them to be like, this champion is designed to be crappy. Enjoy your arena grind.
I like your take on that. That's a cool perspective. I definitely never thought about it that way. But you're right. I don't think it serves them any good to be like, buy these calves.
Yeah.
But they're pretty average champ, just a warning.
Like, that's to use the lipstick on a pig. You know, they'd be like, this champion's crappy because they're supposed to be, but one day we might make them a little bit better than crappy. Have fun.
I swear.
But that's my thought. What's up, OG Highland? How you doing, man? Duke, what's up, dude? Work is making people laugh. What did Work say? I try to remind Kabam Mole Man is bugged on the forums office. Work, don't
trying to set the forums on fire.
Do not do that work. Not to Mole Dude. Not to my Mole Dude. Because then I would actually have to learn how to use him. I took him to rank 3, and he's been placed on defense ever since. And so sometimes I just take him into the skill quest. I'm like, I know True Strike won't go away, so that's cool. And I think I said hi to OG Highland if I did not. OG Highland is worthy of multiple hellos. What's up, dude? Thank you for being here. You just hopped on? Cool. We're going to be hopping off soon, but thank you so much for being here, dude. He's a good champ, just about right now. Yeah, Germ, there's still something where with his True Strike, and to be honest, sometimes it will go away in a fight, and I don't completely understand. Like, I can read the abilities. I don't understand what's necessarily wrong, and therefore making it go away versus when it doesn't. So that's kind of where I'm at. What's going on here? All right. Let's see if CGR can just beat this guy up. They don't say the character is supposed to be bad. They say that the character is supposed to do... Yeah, so there is that. That's a great point. They will... I feel like that's kind of coming out more and more, is saying, this is going to be strong here, strong there. I think they're pointing us in the direction. And again, I have literally no evidence for this at all. I feel like I'm missing something. He has a protection on him, doesn't he?
Yeah, you got to knock him down to kind of put that on cooldown, and then you can do actual damage.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Now that I know what I'm doing,
it actually makes Diablo a pretty solid option for this fight.
Diablo's great for him in general, at least having done that side quest as many times as I have.
Yeah, all 50 times that we have to fight Herc.
Yeah. I actually didn't do enough. I didn't do enough fights yesterday, and so I didn't even get any sunglasses. I missed a day.
Oh no!
But
you have the grace days, yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. I should be fine, correct?
Yeah, you should be fine. We all got that the 7 grace days if you don't buy any of the extra passes, and then there's also the option to buy those as well.
All right, cool. And we can all thank Kat and Mike and BG for that, right? I think they all made videos and infographics on it that got Kabam to kind of see, like, hey, this might not be working out how you thought it was going to work out.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, I better do too much. OG Highlight, man, I always enjoy your weather reports. I wish we could see that more on the news, because I really think the news would get watched a lot more if that's how they did it. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate it. I eventually do need to knock this man down. He beat me up. For most of these commands, here's the trash can. You go by cabs. So what's funny about that to me is one, I mean, again, I know you're trying to, I know you're being humorous. Is that is true. Like, there's Shang-Chi and there's Hercules, and they just are such big standouts as being amazing. But the buffs have been really good. The buffs have been, at least it feels like it. They have been very, very good. I think Hood is going to be very good. I'm not joking when I say I think he's going to be my next Mystic R3. I want to play him first, of course. Kingpin was excellent. I think that was this year. I've really enjoyed that. There's been a lot in the skill class. And then literally the champion you see on the screen right now. This guy, Diabord, is insane. He is insane. It has made me realize that the mastery setup I run is unusual, because I always have 5/5 Mystic Dispersion, and then I'm just switching on and off the recoil tree masteries based on if I'm placing war or what I'm doing. So it makes it very easy for me to have recoil tree and 5/5 Mystic Dispersion. But if you can do that, he's insane. He is. Let me see if I can kill him right now. I'll try.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Diablo showcase.
All right. Let's see if I can kill him.
Do you run points in Coagulate when you have 5 out of 5 MDE as well as the recoil tree?
No. So I think that's a big one, is I've realized how I think a lot of people run Coagulate. And I do not.
Yeah, I think that's generally where the flex points come from, because you only have so much room if you're maxing out MD as well as Liquid Courage and Double Edge. That's cool to know, because I've been looking at that for myself as well.
You know what I'm struggling with here is why am what am I doing that's giving him the feats of strength, or is there a node that's increasing those?
I think it's the node. I believe he gets a feat of strength related to your combo meter or something like that, or one of the either champ's combo meter. But I think it's set up that he's guaranteed to gain feats of strength.
Because that's making it really hard to stun him. Impossible, obviously. I like that there's an opening to interrupt his heavy. Because I think this guy could be a real pain in the butt defender if you couldn't.
Oh, yeah, that would have been brutal. Really easy to get yourself cornered if that was the case.
Let's see here. Oh, that's not good. I think like I said, say if I can get Diablord killed, I think I'm going to do it. I think it's going to happen. Got to have that coagulate. So that's been another thing this has made me realize. So I'm glad you asked, Janik. Is I think folks who tend to run the recoil tree masteries, I think tend to run coagulate, which is again not my usual build. Let's see. Oof, that's not good.
Ooh, that didn't kill you though.
No.
You're gonna end this fight at a full yellow bar if you don't. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I decided to end it. There was only so much I wanted to put Diablord through. I didn't want to make him angry at me, you know. Like,
but it's so quick though.
That's Diablord. Best 3 champions this year: Diablord, Shang-Chi, and Hercules. I think.
I'm on board for that.
Kingpin is really good, and I think the community's just now realizing that. But I don't think he's as good as those other 3. I don't think
that team potential, the fact that they have synergies all with each other, like between Hood, Kingpin, and Diablord.
I can hear it in your voice, and I can see it on my. I know it's coming to my face. Is like, this could be exciting. All right, guys. This was a blast today, as it always is. Thank you, everyone who stopped by. OG Highline, thank you for the support. I always appreciate it. And Kai's, thank you for dropping that earlier today, too. Thank you so much. And then huge thank you to Spinnaker and, of course, Janik. Please check out their channels. They are fantastic channels. There's a reason why they're on stream, and I enjoy watching both of them. Thank you, everyone who stopped by. And then, Janik, did you have anything you wanted to add, buddy?
No, man, thanks for having me. That was fun.
Absolutely, buddy. I hope we see you again really soon. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.